Welcome to episode 2 of Rerolls and Respecs. This is Dre here speaking. I'm with Nikki, Nick, and Andrew. Let's go through our weeks. So I'm going to start here with Nikki next to me.
Well, hello everyone, first and foremost. This week I just, did usual school stuff, played some video games. I went to visit my girlfriend in an undisclosed location.
The bunker?
I just don't
Sorry, the bunker was last week. The dungeon this week.
I call her my girlfriend. Not really my girlfriend. Actually, a woman I kidnapped. But anyways.
The vacuum cleaner.
I don't want people, triangulating where she is.
Okay.
It makes sense. We are so popular.
Anyways.
Yeah. If you could please give me her social security number as well.
It's 7.
Got it. Nice.
He's dating Methuselah.
But that's about it. Just school, work, video games. Well, actually, I didn't work last week because I was in city.
The city of Townsville.
That's it for me.
Nick.
Yeah, my last week was fucking ham because I did, in fact, go to Vegas. Andrew could not be more right about the dudes trying to pass out strip club invitations. My personal favorite gentleman was the guy who shouted out, "Titty time, guys!" And then when we walked past him and didn't look him in the eye, he said, "Titty time." Like we had personally insulted him, and I felt really it didn't make me feel bad enough to turn around, but it did make me feel a little bad.
How dare you not want to see these titties?
I mean, when someone's that excited.
I know, and it was titty time. If it was 15 minutes earlier, he would have been like, "Court until titty time," but it wasn't.
I'm sure if you check his agenda for the day and go down. At that very moment,
It's always titty time.
It's titty time.
It's titty time somewhere.
And you fucked his day up.
See, what I'm picturing is, adventure time with Nick and insert brother's name here.
Come on now, grab your friends.
Oh,
Go to Barry. So
Adventure time with titties.
I put the ukulele down. That's unfortunate.
So one of the gentlemen that was in the bachelor party, who will remain nameless because I forgot his name, did in fact go to a strip club. In fact, 2 of them did.
I was about to say by himself because that's so sad.
2 of them did. One of whom got 2 lap dances. The first one he paid for. The second one she gave him, and he didn't have any money. So I mean, joke's on her, honestly, in that case. But yeah, they did.
You always pay your contractor after the job is done.
They did kick him out for obvious reasons. The other one ended up spending $1,300
On what?
on, I guess, strippers.
On titties.
Champagne room?
He claims to have enjoyed their company, but I don't know. I wouldn't spend $1,300 on a lot of stuff.
I'm sure they had a nice fireside chat.
I'm sure they discussed politics and Proust.
I'm picturing FDR as a stripper just sitting there.
Yes.
Calm down, nation. It's not so bad.
They did have polio. So there was that.
That makes them more limber on the
Anyway,
on the whole.
Andrew, tell us about your week.
My week was pretty standard. My dad got a stereo job in his car, priced out.
Pretty sexual right
Yeah,
there.
so he wanted to get a new stereo for
Spent
his car.
$1,300 on it.
He got the chip priced out. They wanted $800 for it. I did it for $40, and it took me about an hour. And that's probably the highlight of my week.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you heard it here first. Andrew will fix your car super cheap.
And then I also
And
was
give you a stereo job, whatever that is.
Yeah, stereo.
That's both hands.
And, then I fucking was up all night last night working on today's comic.
Oh yes, which everyone should go check out immediately.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this, you probably already saw it.
Yeah, that is a true statement.
All right, so what I'm going to do now is hand it over to Nick. He's going to give us kind of the breakdown of what we're going to discuss
So you're
today.
just going to gloss over your own week like that?
Oh, my week was nothing special. All I did was exist, go to work, and I did see It. That was pretty banging.
It was a
Nick,
great
you know
movie.
what? I'm not going to hand this over to Nick right now because it was fantastic.
It was a great movie, yeah.
It was
Very hard to talk about.
What was your favorite part?
okay. I think the part that got me the most was I was also kind of drunk when I watched it, but I digress.
Spoilers.
Yes. I think my favorite portion of the movie was when kind of like when they're all going into the house for the first time and they're all getting separated. Because by then they're all frenzies and everything's good to go. And that was kind of my favorite aspect, is everyone was so cool. It was all heartwarming. They're the losers club. And then it's just kind of that build up, and then, things didn't go so well, and just kind of recovering from that. I don't know. I enjoyed all the effects. I enjoyed all the actors. Pennywise was fantastic.
Crushed it.
That actor, I cannot pronounce his name.
Bill Skarsgård?
Yes, that. He did a fantastic job. That smile was super creepy, but overall, I love the movie. It was really good.
It was dope. I was trying to explain that I had seen it to people earlier, and they had no idea what the fuck I meant, because it sounded like I was describing a movie that, like, it was the second part of the sentence. Like, I saw it last night. Like, what the fuck did you see?
I saw it last night. God damn!
It was like a really bad Abbott
Just
Costello
playing the
bit.
pronoun game. The entire time. No, it was it. Who's on first?
But
You better have used the right pronoun.
Oh, nope.
anyways, but yeah, I had a pretty dope weekend after that. Just hung out Saturday. I finished BoJack Horseman too.
Oh, God.
I had some feelings on Saturday, let's put it that way.
See, you've got things to talk about.
Yes. Okay, maybe my weekend...
Yeah, you won't shut the fuck up all of a sudden.
my
This
week-
chatterbox.
Maybe my week was pretty cool. And then food prep Sunday, so that wasn't very exciting. But BoJack Horseman is one of my favorite shows ever.
It's radical.
There's an episode... So before I turn this over, the one episode I really liked was the one where it's in BoJack's
Spoilers
mind.
again.
Oh, yes. Indeed. So it's in his mind when he's constantly talking to himself and he's saying, "You stupid fucking idiot, you stupid fucking idiot, you stupid fucking idiot," as he's going about his day-to-day thing. And then all of a sudden he's at the bar, "You stupid fucking idiot," and he's just drinking. And it's like, oh, I can relate to that. Like,
Hey, Dre, I got a question for you.
You okay?
Are you all right?
yes, I'm totally fine.
You're all right, but because you just said
No.
your favorite part of the It movie was when everything's horrible, and your favorite part of this show is the alcoholic collapse of a sad, sad man
Sad horse man.
who you can relate to.
It's, all right, it's a little, I wouldn't say I'm that horribly depressed, but I can relate to kind of that thought process. Let's put it that way. Anyways, let's hand that over. Let's hand that over.
I'm not that horribly.
No, I'm not that bad. I'm just saying it's something I can relate to on a weird level, as I'm not horribly depressed. Obviously, I don't drive my
Okay,
car to the
we've
bar.
cut. By
Next
this
week,
point. Yeah.
next
Yeah.
week, get excited for the 3-person podcast.
Yeah. After I crashed my car.
No, there'll be 4 people. You'll just hear the swinging.
So, the name of the game is Rerolls and Respecs, and what we do on it is we talk about what we would do if we lived in different fantasy, video game, that kind of thing, environments. So, this one was my idea. It comes from a place in my life that I hold very special, Dungeons and Dragons, which I've been playing for about 10 years now. I started out in 4th edition, which everyone makes fun of, and now I've been playing some Pathfinder. The one I like the most is 5th edition. I've actually played with 2 of the gentlemen at this table.
Nerd.
You were one of the 2.
Yeah, we're fucking nerd.
And my fiance also plays. Nothing to that? Okay.
Shout out to Jess. What's up?
I was expecting another fucking nerd!
No, Jess is cool.
That's rude.
So Dungeons and Dragons, I'm sure you guys are all vaguely aware of it, but it does not in fact involve summoning demons and killing people. It's just hanging out with a bunch of your friends, and basically one of the people's writing a fantasy story and everyone else is an actor in that story, and they decide what they want to do. Rolls of the dice decide whether or not it goes well for them or not, and it's pretty much the most fun that I have on a regular basis, since I don't do anything fun anymore. So for this...
Yeah, fuck you, Jess.
A side note about Nick's particular story is that there's no demon summoning, but there is a sex dungeon. He likes to call it the Sexnasium.
The sex dungeon was the last campaign.
Is that similar to where you keep your girlfriend in undisclosed city?
Hey, we don't talk about that.
You just did! Okay, so Dungeons and Dragons. We're gonna be going with 5th edition right now, the Forgotten Realms. So Three of us are pretty familiar with it. I'd probably say I'm the most familiar with it. And Andrew has never dungeoned a dragon.
I have no fucking idea what goes on in that game. I would play it if I was offered, but Nick is like exclusive club, no fucking losers allowed.
Yeah, like that one time at MagFest that we all played it, and you were like, I got a drink.
It's true, but I was also going through a heaping battle of depression at that time.
Wow, this podcast is off to a rockin' start.
Welcome to the Depression Podcast.
I hate myself.
My name is Cyanide.
All right, so
You
for those of our viewers who are still here, there are no viewers. This is a podcast.
Well, they probably all killed themselves.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So dark.
This is the soundtrack to Hang Yourself By. We're offering toasters and bathtubs. Ha ha! What a good bit. Too bad that's lost. Anyway, Dungeons and Dragons is the world that we're in, and we're gonna be thinking of what we would do in them. So let's start off with two things. One, if you were yourself in Dungeons and Dragons, you're a human person, I assume. What would you be doing? You don't have any magical powers or anything like that. How would you make a living in 5th edition in the Forgotten Realms? And secondly, what would you do? What type of race and what type of class would you be if you were an adventurer? So let's start off with Dre. Dre, let's start with you. If Dre was in Forgotten Realms setting, what would you be doing?
So what I would be doing just to live my life normally, I'd probably be a cart guy. I would just be taking my cart everywhere.
What cart? What's in the cart?
Stuff and people.
Cabbages?
So wait,
no,
I'm sorry.
cabbages suck.
Stuff and people.
No, I think I'd just be some sort of taxi guy because I'm picturing being in D&D. But my real life, I just spend my mornings and afternoons stuck in horrible traffic now. So I'm just picturing me in a cart screaming at other cart people, telling them to fucking move, and then yelling at my dash cam, non-existent dash cam. I guess it'd be some crazy
arcane
gym
eye
bullshit.
dash
Yeah.
cam.
Anyways, I'd probably be some sort of like delivery transport dude if I was a regular person in D&D. And I know that sounds pretty lame, but I figure I can make a living doing that.
Well, I mean, real life is pretty lame if you think about it.
That's true.
That's why we play these video games and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's why you keep people in basements.
Mm-hmm. And that's why this is Depression Podcast.
Yeah.
We all kill ourselves.
See, and that's why I wouldn't ask questions about what's being put in my cart. It'd be great. It'd be like the intro to Skyrim, where you're just the cart dude, with all the prisoners. Time to lop off your heads.
So you like Jason Statham from the Transporter, except in D&D world?
You'd be the Dungeons and Dragons transporter.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
pretty
Jason
fucking sick.
Statham.
I like that, actually.
Okay. That sounds way cooler. See, instead of I'm picturing myself with all raggedy, kind of chubby, sad, forlorn, because I'm stuck in traffic.
Dre, are you okay?
My mornings.
Like the 7th time we've asked that through the podcast.
Yeah.
I can picture him wearing an apron, and he's got just like a beer, just a kind of a small barrel of ale in his pocket.
I don't condone drinking and driving.
But this isn't driving; it's carting.
Carting horses.
Ooh, got you.
Oh, that's
Got
true.
Would you have horses? Or are you just fucking rickshawing it?
No. I would have nasty ass mules. They'd be
okay.
so gross.
Would they be shitting every 30 steps or something like that?
Yeah, they'd have. That's exactly. They'd have IBS mules where they're just.
Would you special order? What the fuck is wrong with you? Why can't you just have mules? Why in your
Because-
fantasy life is everything the worst? This is fantasy. You realize this, right?
Hey, he has the dash cam.
He spent all of his money on the dash
for his own
cam.
protection, right? He leaves a trail of mule shit everywhere he goes. So when people's like, "Oh shit, where'd Dre go? He's been gone for a couple days. Let's just follow the mule shit."
Favorite thing about this podcast so far is all right, guys, we're gonna create this fantasy world where you can be literally anything you want. Dre's I want to be as miserable as I am in real life, except in a fantasy world.
He was like, "What if we're ourselves in D&D?"
The weird thing about the fantasy is he actually did leave a trail of shit in one of the games that we've run before. That was a game of World of Darkness, which is set in where there's werewolves and vampires. And he was a homeless man who shat himself. And because he shat himself, a werewolf was able to track him and then save his life. So it does come from experience.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the voice. I'm trying to remember how I did the voice. It was shit, bitch.
That was it.
Perfect.
I shit blood. It was great. All I did was scream that for hours.
It's true. It was a fun, wonderful game. Wonderful.
Now, okay, on to the happy thing then. What character, what class would I be? What race would I be?
Yeah.
Who would you actually want to be?
Okay, who would I want to be?
Yeah.
I would be, all right, I would be some halfling, except I would be like mega barbarian, fuck you halfling.
Barbarian halfling.
Yes, and
Okay.
I would max out just maximum strength and maximum constitution, and I would just flex my whole way through a campaign, and it would be amazing. And I just walk up to things, and intelligence 0, right? So I'd literally walk up to things and just flex. As this
Intelligence 0,
insane
and you
halfling.
can't, you're drooling. You can't fucking move.
Yes, but I'm
He's
full of
drooling,
muscles.
but the drool is so swole.
Yeah, exactly. No, but I'm picturing maybe not intelligence 0, but I'm picturing hulking out as a halfling.
It's pretty
and just
rad.
wrecking my enemies because they think I'm just some tiny little halfling. Actually, because all the halflings in our campaign are super dead except for one, right? Or were they gnomes?
The gnomes were the ones who Nicky had lit on fire.
I didn't do anything.
He killed
It was
them all.
Death Nor, first and foremost.
Who Nicky's wizard had lit on fire.
Yes, but that's kind of what I would do if I was making up a funsies fantasy character.
What's your character's name?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, who are you?
He would just be too dumb to have a name.
This is you, by the way. This is your fantasy of yourself. Your ideal Dungeons and Dragons fantasy of yourself as an adventurer is a stupid midget who pushes people.
He flexes at people.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, Nikki.
He's not an asshole.
Oh my god. No. Okay, the only sound he would make would be the rap air horn. That's how he would communicate with everybody.
Would his name be Klaxon?
That's fantastic. Klaxon rap air horn.
That's
that
great.
would be my character's name.
That's wonderful. I like that a lot. I like everything about that.
I
pretty fantastic.
was thinking about that on the hour drive to Warrenton today.
While your mules were shitting all over the place. All right, so we're
Yes.
going to go to Nikki now. So Nikki, if you were yourself, what would happen? And then if you are an adventurer, what kind of adventurer are you?
If I was myself, now I've always been interested in blacksmithing and stuff, but you can't really do that in your backyard unless you have some form of forge or something like that. So I mean, I guess I would be interested in that in the Forgotten Realms as well. So I'd probably see myself being a blacksmith.
That sounds awesome, actually.
Yeah. Forging shit for the town guards and horseshoes and all that garbage. I mean, that seems like a pretty normal life for a fantasy person.
Yeah, that's pretty rad. And as a bonus, you don't have to clean up mule shit as much.
Exactly. I just might get kicked in the face by a mule when I'm putting a horseshoe on it.
That's true, you might. So what about if you were an adventurer?
If I was an adventurer, truth be told, I think I would also be a blacksmith. just the
Really,
dopest
blacksmith.
He'd be an adventuring blacksmith because what he wants to find is the greatest forge of all time, and it might be at the bottom of a volcano. Who knows? But he wants to craft the god weapons.
That's pretty sick. What race are you going?
Probably Dragonborn, maybe.
Dragonborn?
Yeah.
Okay, so Dragonborn born adventuring smith. What class? And give me a name and a type of Dragonborn.
I don't remember the types of Dragonborns off the top of my head.
So for our listeners, by the way, Dragonborn, they're kind of like 6.5 feet tall dragon people who can breathe fire and lightning and shit. So what color would you be?
I'd probably be either red or neon green.
Neon green. I like that one quite a bit.
Yeah.
Red would be good because they shoot fire, so you could make blacksmiths and
That's true.
stuff.
Maybe I have some weird mutation or something like that, like an extra.
Just like real life.
I'll have an extra dragon chromosome.
Oh, okay. I mean, I did say midget before, so I guess I can't really make fun of you for that. All right, and what's your name?
Zarnak
Sorry.
with an X.
But you wouldn't believe where the X is.
Zarnak the blacksmith. He just really likes making like mystical weapons and stuff. I guess so. Dragonborns are pretty good with like intelligence and stuff like that, right?
No, they are not.
They're not.
Strength and charisma, my boy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I.
So what class you going with?
Probably like paladin, maybe.
That would make sense. So the worshipper of the Forge. That's actually a very cool character. So both of yours were not super depressing. I like that. I think that was my favorite aspect of your descriptors.
Now, hold on. I think Klaxon Rap Airhorn would enjoy being swole.
I think Klaxon lives a great life. I don't know about Fantasy Dre. I think Fantasy Dre is not too pleased.
I think Zarnak would have to craft a suit of armor for Klaxon, like the greatest suit of armor like a mentally challenged dwarf could wear.
But Klaxon can't wear it because that would hide his guns.
No. It's just over his dick.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm a barbarian, remember?
He doesn't want the cheap shots, you know?
Just a
that's
cod
important.
piece.
Just the dick?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not even like a cup. It's just like up his shaft.
This is a bad one. This is a bad thing that we're all doing together. And I'm partially responsible for it. So.
Klaxon
Well,
Yeah.
you do
Rap
better.
Airhorn.
Huh?
You do better.
Steel.
Okay, I will see if I can do better than the Dick Bringer Dragonborn.
Oh, I wasn't finished with my sentence.
Yeah.
Klaxon believes in dilating his urethra. It's okay.
Okay. Thanks for that. Cool, super cool what we're doing.
On to Nick.
Yeah. All right. So I think if I was in D&D, my job would be to dilate urethras. No. So I think of myself as someone who is useless. I think we've mentioned this before in any real world survival situation. No, this isn't getting depressing again.
Like, man.
Yeah, wow, Dre, you're really depressing. Anyway, I'm horrible and want to die. No, I think that I don't have a lot of real-world capabilities. So if in that case, I think I would be a total sycophant. I think I would find somebody royal and just, like, stick to them like fucking glue on a thing that requires glue. And honestly, I would lie, cheat, and steal my way to the top of whatever shitty little noble area there was.
So you'd be the fantasy Eddie Guerrero, is what you're saying.
Yes.
With or without the heart failure?
Just gonna let that sit.
Now, for the Klaxons out there, sycophant?
Sycophant. So I would be a real piece of shit who basically kisses his ass all the way to the top.
But what about urethras?
You kiss your own ass all the way to the top?
You missed
Man,
it. He
I'm
said
so
he was
great.
going
I
to
mean,
dilate your
if I was able to physically do that, I think I would end up doing pretty well in the Dungeons and Dragons.
What race would you have
That's
to be?
what $1,300 will get you at a strip club, by the way.
What race would you have to be able to physically kiss your own ass?
Just me, myself, and I, baby. I don't need any changes on that one. I do yoga. So if I was a race and class of the Dungeons and Dragon variety, I think I'd probably be a dwarf for obvious reasons. I think dwarves and Greeks have a lot in common. They're usually short. They're very hairy. They pretend that they're big deals when they haven't done things in a pretty long while. So we got a lot in common there. As far as what I would do with my dwarvenness is I'd probably roam around preaching the good word of whatever god I worshipped. I think I'd be a cleric. I usually like to play support in any game that I play, and also I think that I'm very easily led places. So I think I could very much just go around marching, telling everyone how dope Moradin is. So that's it. I'm a sycophant or a religious zealot. And those are my fantasies. Andrew.
Andrew!
What you got, buddy?
Okay, so this Forgotten Realms, this is a setting, right?
Yes.
This is what it's called?
Yes.
Give me a little detail on, like, what's, like, the lay of the land, like, what's the... Because I honestly have no idea.
Okay, I'm going to give you the very, very short version of it, which is basically it's your typical fantasy area. There are kingdoms kind of scattered around. There's the Sword Coast. There's Baldur's Gate. There's like beach areas. There's more civilized areas. There's forests in between. There are dragons around. They usually don't go into the cities. Most of the monsters kind of stay away from the more civilized areas. So basically, adventurers go out to adventure. They defend villages and towns, go through dungeons, slay monsters, and thwart evil from taking over the world.
Got you. Okay. So if it was just regular old Andrew, I would want to be somewhat of an adventurous kind of person. Like, I wouldn't want to just like have some boring like 9-to-5 kind of job in this medieval world. But I would want to.
Well, fuck you too, buddy.
I'm not saying being a blacksmith is boring. I'm just saying that like I would like to go out and explore because I like to explore in real life. What I think I would do is I would go all around the Forgotten Realms and find unique ingredients to cook stuff with, and just be like a traveling chef / like food hunter. And I would just hunt different ingredients, go to different places, check out different dungeons, grab different like mushrooms from certain caves or dungeons and stuff, or like certain beasts like or monster meat. I would try cooking it and stuff like that. It's probably what I would do if it was just me.
That sounds both dope and terrifying, and I wish you luck in your fantasy adventure world.
Yeah, well, the good thing is I don't care about my own well-being, so like I'd totally be fine with
And
it.
we're back to Depression Zone! I'm your host, Nick Wants to Kill Himself. This is Andrew. Oh, and Andrew's dead. And cool, looks like I'm the only one left.
What you don't see is
You're horribly lonely now, so you might as well do it too.
Oh, and the ghosts of my friends are haunting me, so time to end it all.
Jesus.
All right, so if you are an adventurer in this fantasy, wonderful, magical world that we've come up with where
Right.
everything is happy.
Okay. Are there explosives in this world?
Most of the explosives would be magical in
Okay.
nature.
Are they so like I would have to learn spells and stuff?
Yeah, there are like additions where they're kind of like explosives and stuff like that, but for the most part, most of the explosions are coming from the different type of spellcasters. There's spellcasters who learn it from books. There's ones who have an innate ability, like a dragon fucked their granddad, and now they have dragon powers, which is a real thing in the game.
So they're magical furries.
Basically, is there a scale version of that?
Scalies?
I genuinely
Why
don't.
are you so well informed? That like
No,
Also,
we're not well informed. That's the problem. I want to know this.
Second episode about that we have to bring furries into this. Like, why?
Can we, honestly, is there a scale version of furries? I don't want to Google it, but I'd like to know. So if anyone's listening to this,
All right,
let me know.
I'm doing it.
Nope.
I'm doing it.
All right, cool. So
Okay, so explosives. So I would have to learn magic to do explosions. What's like the magic spell that's the most like just like a stick of TNT?
fireball, probably.
Okay, so fireball. I would want to be somebody who could cast fireball, and I would use that to try to blow up the Forgotten Realms. I would.
Just like a little bit at a time. Like, all right, I used up all my spell slots today.
What kind of races do we have in this world?
There's Caucasians, Latinx community.
So what's the smallest race of
the best spellcasting small race would probably be gnomes.
gnomes? Okay,
Yes.
and then like they come in like various skin colors and
Yes,
stuff like
actually, yeah. There's forest gnomes, there's rock gnomes, and then there's what are called Svirfneblin. They're the deep gnomes. They live underground.
that? Are they solid black?
Pretty close, yeah.
Okay, so I would be that thing.
Yeah.
'Cause
Living
black don't
in the
have-
Underdark, which is like the fucking like the caves that people don't dare go. There's a subterranean universe down there.
Okay, got you. Is there armor in the game that is akin to like Spartan or Gladiator like armor?
There is. Most spellcasters aren't really good with armor to start, but you can always train in that. Yeah.
Okay, so that's probably what I'll do. So I'll be a spellcaster, super like dark skinned colored gnome who likes using explosions to try to blow up his realm. My name will be Marvin Martayan.
Wow, I can't believe it took me this long. That was pretty solid.
I
That was
enjoyed
pretty
that.
good. Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Yeah, Marvin Martayan with my Illudium X36 Realm Destroyer modulator.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. I never gave you a name. I'm Buck Bodgers.
Buck Bodgers.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
It worked out really, really
Also,
well.
Andrew, this is for you. Ready? Charlie Scales is an American actor best known for his portrayal of Thomas Horsefaced Pacusa, one of the stevedores and Union members on the second season of HBO's The Wire.
That did not help us.
Why was that for me?
That didn't help at all.
Also,
I wanted to know what the lizard equivalent to a furry was, not the guy who played a character on The Wire.
Oh, right. The first one is Scaly from Wikifur, the furry encyclopedia.
Gotcha.
Oh, that is what they're
But
called?
why did you dedicate that to me? Like, I didn't want to know.
Yo, Andrew, this was for you, dog.
I just wanted to let you know.
Yo, you know Bubbles? He was also on that show. I'm just gonna list characters from The Wire. McNulty, he was cool for a few seasons, then got weird.
Anyways, yeah, so I would be a black gnome thing, Spartan armor, Marvin Martayan, and I would try to blow up the Forgotten Realms. And always be asking where the kaboom is.
Could you do like maybe a character voice that you can think of for him?
Where's the kaboom? There's supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
Holy shit! That was fucking amazing!
That's right. He can do a really good rendition of Marvin the Martian. I forgot about that.
That Marvin the Martian is copywritten.
Yeah,
His
Marvin
name
Martayan.
is Marvin
Oh,
Martayan.
Might be.
Yeah.
He's Eminem.
Asshole.
That's not better. That is also copyrighted.
Oh, no. I didn't mean like M and M. I meant like E-I-N. No, that's not how you spell Eminem the rapper.
Okay.
I'm fucking up.
Anyways.
Well, the rapper's also copyrighted, Dre.
Fine, Marshall Mathers.
Still a name of a real person.
You make me very angry. I think that's all we have time for today. This has been a very reflective, pretty depressing podcast.
Yeah, Dungeons
I mean,
and
all
Dragons
of you
and
guys want to
therapy.
kill yourselves. I'm fine.
It's true. It's true. You just keep people in dungeons in cities undisclosed.
That's why you want to be a blacksmith so you can make handcuffs.
Oh my god!
I've always been a fan of metal and steel.
Oh, the way it feels against my skin.
It puts the chainmail on its skin, or else it gets the hose again.
The ye old hose.
Yield.
Thy puts thine lotion on thine skin.
Doth ye be putting doth chainmail on ye skin doth.
Anyway,
Oh man, that was the worst old Englishy.
anyways, guys, if
Shakespeare.
you're listening to this on YouTube and you're not subscribed, or you're not somebody who came from pleasantthoughts.com, please give us a subscribe. We're working on making new content every week, trying to do a podcast weekly, and then we have 2 webcomics coming out. We're hoping to start doing a lot of live streaming stuff pretty soon, but right now Nikki and I are in between houses, so that may be coming in.
You're not homeless.
Right, but we're in between houses right now because we're in a house that's being closed on and then going to a house that they're moving into. So
Shit blood.
yeah, okay. All right, man. Cool. Anyways,
You might want to get that checked out.
yeah,
But,
I'm Andrew. You can follow me on social media at I'm_Andresito. You can check out different merchandise that I make on Redbubble as well, Instagram, Twitter, though I'm not on that much, and of course we'll be updating stuff on the Pleasant Thoughts YouTube page as well.
I'm Nick. You can find me on Twitter at Pleasant Thinker, and I do not envy Nikki, who's going to have to edit this clusterfuck.
who says anything about editing? I might
It's all gold, baby.
I might just shit this one out and see what happens.
Yeah, person with social security number 7. I'm sorry.
I'm Nicky. You can find me on YouTube and Twitch at Wiggity Wizard. Yeah, watch my videos. They're kind of shitty, but who cares?
And I.
There's the depression.
Oh,
We got there. We got there at the end.
4 for 4. All right, so I'm Dre. Actually, do follow me on social media. I do have a channel for my dash cam, which is where the inspiration for the IBS donkey or mule came from. Follow me at Nova Driving Sucks. You can tell it's me from the sad face.
I'm gonna make you a new logo for that.
And also from him yelling at people.
It'll still be a sad face, but I'm gonna make you know.
I made that in MS Paint in 10 seconds, and I loved it. Anyways, that's all we have for today. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next 2 weeks.
Bye.
This podcast was brought to you by the Suicide Hotline.
8675309.
It's actually a 1-800 fuck ass.
Whoa.
None of that's going in, I hope.